Okay, today now we are entering into the second lecture of ethers. In the first lecture of ethers, we have studied about the preparation of ethers along with some naming and some properties and differences with the other alcohol and isomerism aspects. So, lot of discussion was done in the first lecture regarding the naming and regarding the isomerism, regarding the properties, some properties, physical properties, and preparation methods. We have done two preparation methods. Now we are entering into the last preparation method of the ethers. Okay, and this is very small topic. Already I told you in the previous lecture only. This is a scoring topic. If you have very less time, there are two reactions. One is Williamson synthesis, and another is that we are going to study today in the prepare properties. Okay, in the preparation side, Williamson synthesis is important, and somewhat important also there from alcohols by dehydration, whether it is molecular, which is a temperature dependent. Okay, now what is the temperature difference, what are the different products obtained, up to where it is board syllabus, up to where main syllabus, up to where it is advanced syllabus, everything is clearly told to you in my previous lecture. Okay, now let us start with the third preparation method. This is also very simple method. Okay, so here the main word is dry. Okay, so when you study from the books or notes, that importance you may not be knowing. When you attend this class, then only you will understand why it is important. Okay, moist Ag2O will give you different product, dry Ag2O also will give you different product. Okay, so here 2 moles of Rx, 2 moles of Rx when treated with Ag2O. Okay, but what it should be, dry Ag2O. Then what happens? The silver likes halogen. So two silver atom and two halogen. Okay, will be removed as Ag2AgX, as it will be removed as what? 2AgX. So then these two alkyl group with this oxygen will be prepared as ether. Okay, so this is the third and last preparation method, preparation of ethers from using dry Ag2O. And what is the other reactant? Haloalkane. Okay, so this is some students already studied in the preparation in the properties of haloalkane also. Okay, so in the haloalkane, if we are using the moist, that time this OHX will be replaced by OH, that will give you the alcohol. So if it is dry, then it is going to give you ether. That is the importance of the dry Ag2O. Okay. So sometimes you should not only concentrate on the reagent, but also it depends upon the dryness or wetness. Okay. Moist condition alcohol, dry condition it is going to give you ether. Okay. So this is all about the ether preparation method. Three preparation method: dehydration of alcohol, second is Williamson synthesis, which is most important, and third one is dry Ag2O. It is not much important. Okay, now coming to the property side. So from property side also, physical properties you can read out from the books, no problem. There is no much logic, and some properties which are differ from the alcohol. Why there is a if there is a logic, I already have explained in my previous lecture. Okay, now we are in this lecture we are going to specially focus on the chemical property. In that chemical property also, reaction with HI. In this entire chapter, reaction with HI and Williamson synthesis. These are the two important. Last moment, if you want to revise your for examination from ether, these topics are must. Okay. So for the HI reaction, reaction of the HI, before that we are going to, that is important topic. But before that we should study some properties also. Okay. So properties of ethers, chemical properties I am going to cover. I am not going to cover much focus on the physical properties which can be read and understood. Okay, properties of ethers. Okay, so here in the properties of ethers, the this is further divided into first property, the reactions involving cleavage of O and C bond. First, what we are going to study? Cleavage of O and C bond. Reactions involving cleavage of O and C bonds. Cleavage of O and C bonds. Okay. So in that first reaction with, first part is reaction with halogen acids. Which acids? Halogen acids. Halogen acids are, what are the halogen acids? Hi, HCl, HBr, otherwise for sequence purpose HBr, HCl and HF. Now here it involves cleavage. So easiest cleavage will takes place in case of the HI. So the order of reactivity will be like this. So most probably the reaction will be with HI. Okay, because of the less bond energy. Because of the less bond energy, I have made a lecture on the 17th group element, hydrates of 17th group. There I clearly mentioned with proper reasoning. Okay. So the reaction of the halogen acid with ether, highest reactivity shown by HI. And as we move from here, reactivity decreases. That's why we are going to emphasize more on the reaction with HI. This is also possible, but some drastic conditions are required. What are required? Some drastic conditions are required. Okay. So highest reactivity. Now we are going to study about the reactivity of ether with HI. The ether with HI. So for easiness, I am going to give you an idea, a flow chart, what we are going to study, in what conditions we are going to study, that we will tell you. Okay. Okay, this is what I am going to cover in the entire lecture. Okay, in the entire lecture, reaction of ether with HI. These many conditions. I don't think any condition is left over. Okay, all conditions will be covered, and all conditions will be covered with the these equally important form. Okay, so first let us start with the 1 degree and 3 degree. Okay, so if 1 degree is there, then I will write a short note also here. The mechanism is followed to be SN2. Okay, and here SN1, and here also SN1. Okay, here also SN1. So these are the three conditions, and how it is going to be useful, just it is a general idea. Reaction of ether with HI, one by one we are going to study, and how to determine what product it is. Okay. So reaction of ether with HI, first condition is 1 degree alcohol, 1 degree ether. Okay, when both group, already I told you, ethers are bidentate. Okay, it can valency is 2. Okay, so first one I am taking example of CH3, CH2. Otherwise, what I will take as general formula, I will take it as R OR, symmetrical ether I am taking, and HI. Along with the mechanism, I will tell you. Okay. So simple acid. Yesterday class also in acidic medium. The purpose of acid is to give you H positive. The first role, first initiation will be done by H plus. First initiation will be done by H plus of acid. And where it will attack? It will attack at the electron rich place. Electron rich place is oxygen. So it will attack and it will form a oxonium. What it will form? It will form oxonium. Okay. So this is provided by what? H. HI is the strong acid. That's where reactivity will be more. That's where reactivity will be more in the HI other than the other conditions. This reactivity will be more. Its reactivity will be what? More when compared to HCl, when compared to HBr. It is able to provide H positive. That's why reactivity of HI is more in comparison to others. Okay. So H plus will attack here and it will form oxonium. So this lone pair will be donated here and this will be H. This will be positive with one lone pair. Okay. Now the next condition, as I told you, it is a nucleophilic substitution. What substitution? Nucleophilic substitution. Okay. And starting only I told you 1 degree. These two alkyl groups are what? 1 degree. In case of the 1 degree, which mechanism we should follow? SN2 mechanism. Which mechanism? SN2 mechanism. So here again second step I am writing. Step 2. I think all of you are aware of SN2 mechanism. So there is no intermediate formation. In case of the SN2 mechanism, there is a transition state. Which state? There is a transition state. So because of the presence of lone pair, this is a nucleophile and this is also nucleophile. Nucleophilic substitution will takes place. Okay. So being negative, it will attack on the positive. Where it will attack? It will attack on the positive. Okay. And one will be left over as ROH and another will be left over as RI. Another will be left over as Ri. Okay. So this nucleophile, one nucleophile is replacing. This OH is replaced by I minus. Is it understood? Now this is SN2 mechanism. Why I am giving stress on this? There is no transition state. There is no transition state here. Sorry, there is no intermediate here. There is a transition state. There is a transition state and transition state also not create does not involve carbocation. So there is no shift. Possibility of shift is not there. If it is a carbocation, then there is a shift possibility will be there. Methyl shift, phenyl shift. Here there is no such shift is possible. Okay. So here SN2 mechanism, and in SN2 mechanism the main factor is steric hindrance. Wherever steric hindrance is less, that side backside attack will takes place. Two things you have to remember. In the SN2, the attack will takes place when steric hindrance is less and attack will be from backside. Okay. Suppose this alkyl group is here from this side. It will not come from this direction. Okay. Leaving will be one direction like this side. Suppose this is leaving group, this will be the nucleophile attaches. Okay. So for this bulky group should not be there. Okay. So that's why 1 degree is preferring for the SN2 mechanism. In SN2 mechanism, there is no migration, there is no reaction intermediate, there is no formation of carbocation. Okay. So this is very easiest mechanism when both our alkyl groups are same and both are primary. Okay. Now, until unless you don't know this SN2 mechanism, you cannot find out the product. Okay. So I will give you two examples to differentiate them. So based on this mechanism, I am giving you example CH3, CH2, O, CH2, CH3. Okay. Plus HI. And first we are dealing with the only which part? Limited amount of HI. First question. Okay. And second question is CH3 oxygen CH2 CH3. Okay, this HI. This is primary or less than primary methyl also. Okay, and here also primary. So what will be the product? Okay, in this there is no doubt. We let it go here and let it go here. Okay, so product are always same. What will be the one product? CH3 CH2I, and another product will be CH3 CH2OH. So this is the set of product. You do any combination, these are only the product, but it is not so here. Okay, so when it is treated with the HI here, when it is treated with HI, there are two combinations are possible. There are two combinations are possible. In the first combination, let us take H is here and iodine is here. Then what will be the first set? This is the first set formation. So first set formation will be CH3OH plus CH3 CH2I. Okay, this is one set of formation, CH3OH and CH3. If it takes place in the opposite direction, iodine goes to methyl, hydrogen goes to oxygen. That time it will be CH3I and CH3 CH2OH. Okay, now who will decide which is the major product? Okay, this set is major product or this set is major product. How you will decide? You will decide upon the steric nature. Okay, iodine is a nucleophile. It will try to go on the alkyl group which is less sterically hindered. So less sterically hindered is what here? Methyl groups are ethyl group. Methyl group is less steric hindered. So iodine will go here. That means in whichever the set methyl iodide is major product, that set is major set. Is it understood? That means this products are correct one. How to decide when both are both are 1 degree? Is it understood? Both are symmetrical. There is no problem at all. There is only one set of the product. Okay, but unsymmetrical ether only. Unsymmetrical both primary. Then less hindered alkyl group gets iodine. More hindered alkyl group will be converted into alcohol. First case, first part understood. We are in the first segment of reaction of HI with the ether where both alkyl groups are primary. And in that first condition is symmetrical and second condition is unsymmetrical. I think this part is clear to you. Okay. So in this, which mechanism takes place? SN2 mechanism. SN2 mechanism depends on the steric nature. Less steric hindered product will be converted into iodine. Okay. Now let us come to the second part. Okay. Second part what I told you, when at least one is 3 degree. Okay. One alkyl group is 3 degree. Okay. What is that? When one alkyl group is 3 degree, then what will be the product? Okay. So what mechanism here I told you? SN1 mechanism. The difference between SN1 and SN2 is SN1 involves the formation of carbocation and stability of the carbocation is more important. In SN2, steric hindrance is important. In SN1, stability of carbocation is important. Okay. So here at least one I told you. Okay. Now this is the ether. Here at least one 3 degree is there. Now same mechanism part, first part there is no problem. Okay. So this H positive will come and attack over this place to form oxonium. So up to here there is no issue. The main problem comes when there is a issue. Okay. Now if you are aware about the SN1 mechanism, then this step, it takes place in how many? SN1 mechanism takes place in 2 steps. This is first step and this is very fast step. Second step only main problem. Okay. Now in the second step bond cleavage is there. So it is you to decide. This positive charge go this side, it is better, or if positive charge goes this side, it is better. Which is better one? Suppose if positive charge goes this side, then it will be methyl carbocation. If positive charge goes this side, it will be 3-degree carbocation. Which is stable one? 3-degree carbocation is more stable. That's why plus charge will go this side, plus charge will not go this side. So then what happens? This will be the one product. Okay. What is the first product I told you? CH3OH. Okay. And here what will be attached? Plus is there. Next step who will come? Iodine will come. So at this place iodine will be attached. Iodine with C and CH3 thrice. Okay. So I will directly write the product now. Okay. So I explained the mechanism. Now directly I will write the product. Here what goes? Iodine. Here what goes? H. Why it is? Because it is a tertiary carbocation is more stable. So when H plus and I minus, so I minus will attack at this carbon atom, H plus will attack at this carbon atom. As a shortcut I am telling you, then CH3O minus and H plus, so methyl alcohol. And when it is CH3, CH3 and CH3, then iodine will be attached. Okay, this is the major set. So second condition, is it understood? When one of the alkyl group is attached to the oxygen is 3-degree, then this is the condition. Okay, so two conditions we have completed. When both alkyl groups attached on the oxygen are primary, that time SN2 mechanism, less steric hindered alkyl group gets iodine. Second condition, when one of them is 3-degree, then 3-degree alkyl group gets iodine. 3-degree alkyl group gets iodine. Then we are in the third part. What is the third part? Third part says that it is about the it is about what? Benzyl. Okay. Then there is most of the students while I am teaching in the class. So there are a lot of doubts. Benzyl means simply what they will draw like this. Sir, this is benzyl. No, this is not benzyl. This is phenyl. Okay, what it is? Phenyl. Okay. Now if I write CH2, this is benzyl. What it is now? Benzyl. I am talking about this. So when one of the alkyl group is benzyl, then also, which category I told you? Which category? SN1 or SN2? It is going to be SN1. That means carbocation stability. SN1, immediately we should understand carbocation stability. So which is carbocation more stable? This one, and this will be more negative. Okay. This negative is no doubt, but plus here or plus here, which is better? This is better because spherical, sorry, resonance stabilized carbocation. Okay, so in this condition what it comes, iodine will be attached here and hydrogen will be attached here. Okay, so the two products we are going to get, one will be benzyl iodide. First product will be what? Benzyl iodide. Okay, second product from this we are going to get is alcohol. So alkyl group will be converted into alcohol, whereas benzyl group is converted into iodine. Why it is it understood? Because when one of the alkyl group attached on the ethyl oxygen is benzyl, it assumes SN1 mechanism. In SN1 mechanism, the important factor is carbocation stability. Benzyl carbocation stability is more important. So once it is cation, iodine attack on this I minus and H plus. This is Hi. Okay, H plus will attack on oxygen and I minus will attack on carbocation, resulting in iodide with aryl group, benzyl group, and alcohol with alkyl group. Okay. Third condition, is it understood? Next, then up to here, it is there in the board syllabus, it is there in the main syllabus, and frequently asked question. Now, anticipating questions. Okay, up to here, the recent questions are framed. So if they wanted to make this examination very tough, In the future, we are going to get more number of exams, so depth of the questions will be increasing. So this is what up to they have thought of. Now in future examination questions will be further more difficult. To make it difficult, this criteria I am going to give you 2 degree. Okay. So the fourth condition is when one of the alkyl group is 2 degree alkyl group. Okay. So in 2 degree alkyl group, again there are two types of solvents. Polar protic. Okay. Then polar aprotic. What is next one? Polar aprotic. Okay. Polar means positive negative charge must be there, but it should not be able to give H positive. Types of solvent, there are two types, polar and non-polar. In polar, polar protic like water, okay, alcohol. These are all polar protic. They are going to give you H plus and DMSO. Okay, DMSO is a polar but aprotic solvent. It is not going to give you any H positive. Okay. Once it is polar protic, then you should follow the SN1. You should follow the SN1. If it is polar aprotic, you should follow the SN2. Okay. So in SN2, how you have to decide? You have to decide iodine must be attached to the carbon which is less sterically hindered. Okay. When you are assuming SN1, like on arrow H2O it is written, H2SO4 it is given, or some alcohol is written, that time this mechanism. You should worry about the stability of carbocation. Here you should worry about the steric hindrance of the carbon. Iodine will go on the stable carbocation here. Iodine will go on the less steric hindered carbon in the polar aprotic part. Is it understood, students? This is up to the second part. Okay. Now coming to the aryl ethers. Fourth condition. Three conditions we have completed. What are these three conditions? First one is primary. Second one is tertiary. Third one is, sorry, four conditions we have completed. Primary, tertiary, secondary. Okay. And next one we are going to start with these aryl ethers. Okay. Benzyl also completed. What we have completed? 1 degree completed, then 3 degree completed. Okay. Benzyl completed. Benzyl completed. Fourth one, 2 degree completed. Okay. So these many topics are completed. In 1 degree, which mechanism? SN. In 1 degree, SN2 mechanism. 3 degree, SN1 mechanism. Benzyl, SN1 mechanism. Here again two parts, polar protic, polar aprotic. Okay, polar aprotic. Polar protic SN1 and polar aprotic SN2. Okay, and SN2 iodine, where it will be attached, I minus, where it will be attached, less steric hindered. Less steric hindered. In SN1, more stable carbocation. More stable carbocation. Same you can apply everywhere. Okay. So this is a summary up to where we have studied. Four categories we have studied. And the next category we are going to study is aryl ether. What is the next one? Aryl ether. Okay. So you must have thinking that benzyl, what is the difference between benzyl and aryl? Okay. So that difference I am going to tell you. Fifth condition is aryl ether. Okay. Now this is aryl ether. That means oxygen is directly connected to benzene. In the what is the previous condition? Oxygen was connected to one carbon which is further connected to benzene. Okay, that is called benzyl. Now it is phenyl. Okay, phenyl ethyl ether or phenyl alkyl ether in this condition. Okay, and HI and iodine. So during previous lecture also I told you there is a problem of the nucleophilic attack on the benzene ring. Okay, because of the partial double bond character. You can't imagine to break this bond. It is not at all possible. Okay, that is because this lone pair will be available as a pi bond here. So this is called as partial double bond character. So breaking this bond is not possible. Then obviously you will break this bond. So once you break this bond, this will be negative, this will be positive. Okay. So R is going to be positive, oxygen is going to be negative. So here I minus and H plus. So minus will go to plus, plus will go to minus. So what will be the product? In case of the aryl ethers, in case of the aryl ethers, first product will be phenol and alkyl group will be always iodide. Alkyl group is going to be always iodide. Is it understood, students? So this is about the fifth condition. Okay, aryl ether. Next, what I told you, these are all cases when iodine is taken in limited quantity. Iodine is taken in limited quantity. But when iodine is taken in excess quantity, what happens? Okay. Okay. Now here there are two conditions. Okay. Here how many conditions? Two conditions. First condition is that it is going to connect ROR plus HI. First step, as usual, alcohol and iodide, RI. Okay. If one more mole is there, how many mole is there? One more mole available. RI is available. One more HI is available. HI is in excess or not? So here we are going to discuss in the second condition where HI is in extra. Okay, if it is limited, the reaction is ending up to here only. One mole will be alcohol, another mole will be RI. But if one more mole HI is available, it is not going to give a ROH. Okay, ROH also again further react with HI. H from the HI, OH from the alcohol will be removed, and what it is going to form? RI. How it is going to form? RI it is going to form. Okay, so that means net reaction if I write. Okay, ROR, 2 moles of HI, 2 moles of HI. So one RI I got here, another RI I got it here. Okay, 2 moles of RI and H2O is left over. Is it understood? So when alkyl groups are, when HA is taken in excess, everything will be converted. Everything will be converted into what? Alkyl iodide. Everything will be converted into alkyl iodide. Okay. But there is an exception. There is an exception. What is that exception? I'm going to tell you. Okay, here, what is that exception? See here. Aryl al aryl ether. What is that? Aryl ether. Aryl ether when treated with HI. aryl ether when treated with the HI. First part is as usual, phenol plus RI. But when you're trying to use in excess of HI, it is not going to react with phenol. Why? Because partial double bond character. What reason? Partial double bond character. This H cannot remove this OH. So because of that, there is no reaction. That means aralkyl. Aralkyl ethers, let it be excess, let it be limited. The reaction will stop at the first stage only. Okay, is it understood? Any doubt about this? So in the properties only, starting only, I told you, we are studying the properties which involves cleavage of oxygen and carbon bond. Okay. Next, we are going to start with the next chemical property where substitution takes place on alkyl or aryl group. On which group? Alkyl or aryl group. Best important, most important and compulsory question is substitution on the aryl group. Okay. So what is this? It is cyclohexane. Okay. And now it is benzene. Now it is aryl ether. Okay. Aryl alkyl ether. Now in the directive influence, due to the presence of lone pair, whatever the substitution takes place, it will be ortho-para. Which directing? Ortho-para directing. Okay. So there electrophilic substitutions. What substitutions? Electrophilic substitutions. Okay. Now first let us take Friedel-Crafts. First one is Friedel-Crafts halogenation. What is the first reaction? Friedel-Crafts halogenation. Okay. In Friedel-Crafts halogenation, what you will do? You will take some halogen X2 and it should be associated with anhydrous. It should be associated with anhydrous AlCl3 or FeCl3. Is it visible? Friedel-Crafts halogenation. Okay. In this, what happens? Halogen 1x, 1 hydrogen of this place or this place will be eliminated as a HX. So substitution will take place at this place or at this place. Okay. Ortho and para substituted. What product you are going to get? Ortho and para substituted product. OR. Okay. Substitution can take place at ortho position or substitution can take place at the para position. Substitution can take place at the para position. Okay. First reaction of alkyl Friedel-Crafts halogenation. Okay, substitution where it will take place at ortho and para position. Why it is reason? Due to presence of lone pair, it is a ortho para directing group. Okay. Now, after the Friedel-Crafts halogenation, then it is alkylation. Then it is alkylation. In alkylation, what we are going to substitute? Alkyl group. Again, reaction is same. What is the first reactant? Rx. Okay. What is present? AlCl3. And how it should be? Anhydrous. What it should be? Anhydrous AlCl3. Now, here R plus X minus. So, this R plus will attach at this place, R at this place. So, if it is attaching at this place, this hydrogen and X will be eliminated as HX. Okay. So, the two products are possible. How many products are possible? Two products. OR first can be R dash. For easiness, I will take it as R dash. Okay. Otherwise, the substitution may also takes place. Substitution may also takes place at para position. At which position? Para position. Okay. So this is ortho substituted. This is para substituted. This reaction is called as Friedel-Crafts alkylation. Okay. Then coming to the next part, Friedel-Crafts acylation. What is the next part? Friedel-Crafts acylation. Reagent is same, RCOX, RCOX and AlCl3. Only thing here it is going to be RCO and RCO. Okay, now it is called as Friedel-Crafts acylation. What it is called as? Friedel-Crafts acylation. Okay. Now next part, nitration, sulfonation. Okay, nitration. What is the reagent we have to take in after acylation? Next is the nitration. In nitration, we will take HNO3. Okay, and it is associated with concentrated HNO3 associated with the concentrated H2SO4. What H2SO4? Okay, but the reactivity is low here because this is a Lewis base. What it is? Lewis base due to the presence of lone pair. But if reaction takes place, substitution will be at ortho-para position. Okay, same way is sulfonation, ortho-para position. These are the some reactions involving substitution on the alkyl or aryl group. Is it understood, students? Any doubt about this? Okay, no doubts means all well.